Everglow Woods was a magical place. It was filled with fireflies. Every night the fireflies lit up the forest. They glowed and shimmered. The fireflies brought warmth and joy. Everglow Woods was a happy place. The fireflies loved to play. They danced among the trees. They chased each other through the leaves. Their light filled the night. The other creatures loved the fireflies. They brought light and laughter to the forest. One day something changed. The fireflies were worried. Their lights were getting dimmer. The forest was not as bright. The nights felt longer and colder. The fireflies didn't know what to do. They flew around in a panic. The forest was losing its magic. What would they do? The fireflies huddled together. They whispered in fear. The oldest firefly spoke. He told them about the Heart of Lumora. The Heart of Lumora was a magical crystal. It gave the fireflies their light. The old firefly said the Heart of Lumora was fading. The fireflies were scared. Without the Heart of Lumora, they would lose their light forever. The forest would be dark. They had to do something. But what? A few fireflies tried to fly to the Heart of Lumora. But it was too far. Their light was too weak. They had to turn back. The fireflies felt hopeless. Then little Luma spoke up. Luma was the smallest firefly, but she had a big heart. "I will go to the Heart of Lumora," she said. The other fireflies laughed. "You're too small, Luma," they said. "The journey is too dangerous." But Luma was determined. She knew she had to try. Luma knew it would be a long and difficult journey. She would have to be brave. She would have to face her fears. But Luma was ready. She had to save her home. "I may be small," Luma said, "but I have a big dream." Luma took a deep breath. She flew up into the night sky. The other fireflies watched in amazement. Could Luma really do it? Luma flew and flew. She flew past the whispering willows. She flew over the babbling brook. She flew through the silent mushrooms. The forest was dark and scary, but Luma kept going. She had to be brave. Section 4. The Heart of Lumora. Luma thought about the Heart of Lumora. She imagined its beautiful glow. She knew she had to find it. She had to make it shine again. The thought of the Heart of Lumora gave her strength. Luma knew the way to the Heart of Lumora. It was a dangerous path. Many fireflies had tried to find it, but none had returned. Luma was scared, but she didn't give up. She had to keep going. The old firefly had told her about the challenges. She would face 3 trials. Only then could she reach the Heart of Lumora. Luma took a deep breath. She was ready. The first trial was the Tanglethorn maze. It was a maze made of thorny vines. They twisted and turned. It was easy to get lost. Luma took a deep breath and flew into the maze. Section 5. The Tanglethorn Maze. Luma flew carefully through the maze. The thorns scratched at her wings. She had to be careful not to get lost. The maze seemed to go on forever, but Luma didn't give up. Suddenly, Luma saw something. It was a beautiful white moth. The moth fluttered around Luma. It seemed to be guiding her. Luma followed the moth. She trusted it. The moth led Luma through the maze. It knew the way. Luma followed close behind. The thorns were thick, but the moth led her through safe passages. Finally, they reached the end of the maze. Luma was amazed. She had done it. The white moth fluttered around Luma one last time. Then it disappeared into the night. Luma was grateful. The moth had helped her. Now she was ready to face the next challenge. Section 6. Echoing Ravine and the Door of Darkness. Luma arrived at the ravine. It was dark and deep. Crumbling bridges stretched across the chasm. The wind howled through the ravine, echoing against the rock walls. Luma was scared, but she had to be brave. As Luma hesitated, a group of bats flew out from the darkness. They chirped and circled around her, their shadows dancing on the ravine walls. "Don't be afraid, little one," one of the bats said. "We will guide you." The bats flew ahead, leading Luma across the treacherous bridges. They showed her the safest paths, their chirps echoing in the darkness. With the bats' guidance, Luma crossed the ravine safely. On the other side of the ravine stood a massive stone door. It was the door of darkness. It was the last obstacle. Luma knew she had to open it, but the door was heavy and cold. It seemed impossible to open. Luma flew towards the door. She shone her light as brightly as she could. The door began to glow. Luma's light was breaking through the darkness. With a mighty groan, the door slowly creaked open. Luma had done it. She had passed the final trial. Section 7. Luma's light. Luma flew into a large chamber. In the center of the chamber rested the Heart of Lumora. It was a beautiful crystal, but it was dark. It had lost its glow. Luma knew what she had to do. Luma flew towards the Heart of Lumora. She closed her eyes and shone her light with all her might. Her light filled the chamber. It surrounded the Heart of Lumora. Slowly, the crystal began to glow. It shimmered and sparkled. The Heart of Lumora was coming back to life. Luma's light was rekindling its magic. The chamber was bathed in a warm, beautiful light. Luma had done it. She had saved the Heart of Lumora. Luma returned to Everglow Woods. The forest was brighter than ever before. The fireflies were glowing with joy. They cheered for Luma. She was their hero. Luma, the smallest firefly, had saved them all. She'd shown them that even the smallest light can shine the brightest in the darkest places.